Good morning, dear students. This will be the last video, this last lecture of this chapter number 2. So here the three organelles, whatever was left, I am going to discuss over here. So first one we will have cilia and flagella. So cilia and flagella, they are responsible for locomotion and movement in case of a smaller organism, just like Euglena, Paramecium. You can see here, you see the cilia and flagella. The cilia will be more in number, and at the same time flagella will be small in number. But the size of flagella and cilia, if we will talk, the cilia size is very small compared to the flagella size. And on the other hand, if flagella will be present, only 1 or 2, maximum 3 to 4 will be present. But if cilia is present, approximately 100 to 200 cilia can be present over the body surface. And this responsibility function is only for movement, locomotion, growth, catching of the food, okay, catching of the food, excretion. So this is the cilia and flagella, which you will find only in lower organism, not in higher organism. Okay. So next one is your microtubules and microfilaments. These are also longitudinal, made up of longitudinal strands, and each strand is containing of 11 to 13 longitudinal. Each strand will have it accumulates 11 to 13 longitudinal strands, and its structure is like this. This is your microtubules. Each strand is containing tubulin protein. This strand will be having tubules, and it contains tubulin protein. Now coming on to the structure. The structure already told. Now come to the functions. So this can perform function of cell shape, providing a shape to the cell. Then amoeboid movement, that is the any type of movement in the cell that can be maintained or that can be done by the help of microtubules, microfilaments. Then spindle formation at the time of cell division. The spindle formation also takes place due to this. Okay, which is responsible, which you can say that it is totally responsible for the cell division also and maintaining the cell shape also. Okay, next I will be discussing about the nucleus. Nucleus, the very important part of the cell, due to which the cell will not be able to function properly. Okay, nucleus is also called the control center of the cell. So if you will talk about the nucleus, it is a spherical body consisting of chromatin, nuclear membrane, then nucleolus and ribosomes will be present. Okay, spherical body where you can see that outer membrane is nuclear membrane, that is protecting the outer inward the cellular contents from the outside environment, and it is permeability. Coming on to the permeability, it is also selective permeable. So if something is necessary inside it, then it can go, otherwise it cannot go. Okay, these chromatin materials are also present. The chromatin materials are responsible for forming the chromosomes. At the time of cell division, chromosomes, whatever is present, that is only formed by the chromatin. These chromatin fibers, they are in the fiber-like shape like this. If the cell is not undergoing division, you will find the chromatin like this. But once it has started undergoing the division, these chromatin fibers coil among themselves and these form this chromosome-like structure. This structure is of chromosome. So these are formed from the chromatin. At the same time, it is the nucleolus is containing the RNA. RNA is helping in the formation of proteins. So protein synthesis, the work is there. Then you have ribosomes. Ribosomes also protein synthesis. Then this RNA. RNA is also containing the messages for the protein coding or information. For this RNA is of again 3 types, which is not there in your syllabus, but I am telling this RNA ribose nucleic acid, that is helping in the formation of proteins, and at the same time RNA can make the DNA in exceptional case also, that is reverse transcription. Okay, so it can do. So here you see this nuclear membrane, chromatin, the structure will be just a spherical like body, and it is the most important part of the cell, that is your nucleus. You see, it controls all metabolic activity, regulates the cell division. Without the nucleus, none of the cell can function. Then it is concerned with the transmission of hereditary information from one generation to the next generation. Okay, these are some of the important points related to the nucleus. okay, which is very important. On the last page you can see there is some differences between the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic organisms, the plant cell and the animal cells. That is very important. That is acting as a summary of this chapter. Okay, you can study on your own, but everything I have discussed here. The last thing is cell inclusion. So in case of cell inclusions, already I have told you, cell inclusion refers to the non-living components of the cell. The non-living components of the cells can contain the granules, the lipid droplets, starch grains, alluron layers, and then inulin crystals. So the definition, if we will talk, inulin refers to the root tubers. It can happen in the root tubers. Inulin, they are the crystals. Okay. Then you come to alluron layers. These are also protein storing components in the outer cells of the endosperm. You can see they will be formed of protein, and that will be called alluron layer. Example in wheat, maize, paddy, barley, you can see. Next you see starch grains. These starch granules, they are the storage organ of plants. So in case of plant, you can see the energy will be storage in the form of starch, already I have told you. And in case of animals, the same energy will be stored in the form of glycogen. So they both are only carbohydrate molecules, but their numbers and structures differ. Example you see in case of rice, potato, sweet potato, gram, etc., etc. You can see the starch granules or the starch grains will be present. Coming on to the lipids, they are found inside the animal cells. They also occur in the number of in the castor, in coconut, you can see this lipid droplets. Then come to granules. Granules are glycogen granules, or it is totally made up of glycogen. They occur in the cells, particularly near the endoplasmic reticulum, near the liver, okay, and the muscle cells. You can see the granules. So these are different types of non-living components of the cell, but since they are non-living, you should not think that they do not play they do not have any role. They are playing an important role in response to this activity, cell activity. The cell activities that will be performed, the energy production and storage, that will be dependent on the non-living substances of the cell. And these all are about the cell organelles, cell inclusions. Okay, I hope this chapter is clear to you. Okay, in the next video we will be starting the new chapter. Okay, thank you.